Hey guys, it's time for another story time. One day on the outskirts of Baghdad, I want to say it was probably the 5th or the 6th of April 2003. We'd come up to a bridge on the Diyala River, and the Republican Guard was on the other side of the bridge. This man came walking across the bridge toward us, and he had something in his hands. The Republican Guard had let him pass, so he'd apparently talked his way past them. He came up to our front lines, and we had him at gunpoint. We searched him and cleared him, made sure he didn't have any weapons or anything. He was carrying this big blob of dough, and it was crusted up and dried on the outside, had flies on it and stuff, and we set him down on the curb, and he took his big ball of dough, it was about the size of his head, and he set it on the ground next to him. And we asked him what it was, and through our interpreter, and he told us that it was food he was taking to feed his family at home. Our first response was like, oh, hell no. So we took his ball of dough away from him. He didn't want to give it up. He wanted to take it home and feed his wife and kids with it, but that was pretty gross. But before you get out of control saying you guys are jerks and why'd you take the poor man's food and this, that, and the other, we gave him a full box of MREs and we're like, here you go, man. Feed your family with this. At least it's not a crusty ball of dough with flies all over it. We also gave him a bunch of bottled water and sent him on his way. He seemed pretty happy about it. I don't know what ended up happening to that guy or how it turned out for him, if he survived the war or anything else. I'd like to think that he did, but if he sees this video, I hope that he can reach out and be like, hey, I survived. It goes to show, though, that in wartime, supply lines are cut, things get bad, and sometimes you have to resort to eating some things and feeding your family with some things that you'd probably rather not.